This is Kugan Cassius for iFLTV. We are in Mexico.
It's unbelievable.
We're in Saudi Arabia.
I feel like I'm on holiday, but it's unbelievable out here. Every time I come back to Riyadh, it's something else, and yeah, this is mental.
We are in Saudi Arabia. Latino night this Saturday. Zurdo versus Billam-Smith. Why does Billam-Smith win?
Because he always wins, and he's always the underdog. No, I think he's a big man. He's the aggressor. He's the one that's going to use his size. He's going to use his experience. He's a career away. And look, it's exciting. I think I heard Malik Scott's. I just saw him there. I couldn't believe what he was saying. I've never seen a trainer talk like that. Is he a trainer or is he a co-trainer or something? I couldn't believe it. But you know, it's just wound everyone up in the camp, and I think he's going to be very embarrassed on Sunday morning. But it's a great fight. Look, Zurdo's a massive name, and to be honest, it's quite surreal. From where we were with Chris Billam-Smith, just wanting to get to the Bournemouth International Centre against Isaac Chamberlain, to where we are now, it is surreal, and he's worked hard for it, and he's done everything that he can, and I know everyone back at home will be rooting him on Saturday night. What a man, what a guy, what a pleasure to be involved with, what a relaxed boxer as well this week. He's ready for it, he's experienced, and he's been here before, and it's a massive night.
You mentioned Malik Scott there, very angered about Shane's reaction on the top table. Then, yeah, he went in on Shane in an interview.
You know why?
What are you doing?
I heard. I'm just taking that over. I heard Malik's.
You step back a
Sorry.
little bit.
I think there's history there. But no, I thought it was ridiculous comments. To be honest, I didn't even know he was part of the team, and then he came out with that, and crazy, isn't it?
Well, listen, I'm sure the team have heard worse, and I'm sure a lot's been said that's worse, so it is what it is. What happens on Saturday night is what matters.
Exactly, and look, Zurdo is a fantastic fighter, and I think sometimes when you watch Chris Billam-Smith, maybe in footage, and you watch back his fights, for instance, I know when Richard Riyadh watched the Master that fight, he got so much confidence for it. And I think that can happen in Chris's career. I think he sort of matches the level of his opponent in every fight, and maybe that's what's giving them confidence. Look, it's a 50-50 fight. Of course, Zurdo can win. We've been here before with Chris. We know what to expect, and Zurdo's new at the weight, and that I believe will prove all the difference.
Ben, I've just seen Chris Eubank somewhere around there. He's obviously in town. Any reason in particular, or just come to support the show?
Look, we've been talking about what he's doing next. Obviously, come to support the show, support Boxer. He's been in Dubai. But yeah, we're looking forward to what's next.
Obviously, Conor Benn's news. I'm sure now kind of changes things moving forward with your plans.
I can hardly hear you, by the way.
I said Conor Benn's news surely changes certain things as in respect of what 2025 might be looking for Chris Eubank Jr. with that news coming out the other day.
The news being the
news from the National Anti-Doping.
Oh yeah. Listen, I think I've said before, that's the fight that Chris wants next. That's the fight I believe Conor wants next. I think Chris feels very differently about that fight, how he used to felt, and he wants me to put in an offer, and I think we're going to be putting in an offer this week. I think we want to make that fight for February or March. I'd like to see in the UK, of course, maybe it'll be a Riyadh season, but it's I think about the biggest nights that I've been involved in, and Calmbrook was big, but this just feels, it's different. I think the history of the two guys, the what's happened, the history of their rivalry as well has made it into something very big, and we'll definitely put in an offer this week.
Next week you're going to put in an offer for that fight?
Where are we?
Friday tomorrow.
By the end of the week. By the
end of next week.
By the end of this week.
In the next 2-3 days.
Next 2-3 days, yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Okay. But listen, look, I think that fight's there to be made now, and it's massive, and now's the right time.
Ben, can I ask you about, I know this is a bit old news now, but I haven't spoken to you, your comments on Eubank and Canelo versus Eddie Reynoso's comments on Eubank and Canelo. Can you just make comment on that?
Yeah, I said on Sky, I thought I couldn't quite understand, because Eddie come out, I think they've got a communication issue on their side, and I don't want to get back and forth because we want to make that fight. We still believe that fight's possible. I was speaking to his lawyer. We spoke after the fight on October the 12th, and yeah, unfortunately, Eddie obviously wasn't in the loop and probably saw it and thought, what Shalom talking about? But we were speaking to his lawyer, and as I say, I believe the fight still happens.
You think that fight will still happen in 2025? That's next year.
Yeah, I believe so. I think, look, because Canelo only fights in May and September, really, we want Chris to fight February or March, so I believe it happens next year.
Well, if your offer for the Conor Benn fight gets accepted, then, you know.
We'll see. Look, it has to be right for both parties, and Chris has certain things that he needs to meet with the Conor Benn fight, and we'll try and make it happen. You know, it'll be up to Conor.
Are you looking for that fight to happen in the UK or here in Riyadh?
Look, Sergey Alexeye's done so much for boxing, and look at Saturday night, look at the fight he's making, and for me, I'd always, at this point, if he wants to make the fight, he'll make the fight. But it's such a big fight in Britain, I think it sells out any stadium. You know, obviously, selfishly, you'd love to see that in Spurs, and you'd love to see spectacle, because there's not many fights that can do it. I think outside of AJ Fury, that's probably the only one right now.
I agree.
So let's see. Hopefully it happens, fingers crossed.
Who wins, Oscar De La Hoya or Eddie Hearn?
Eddie's so big, but De La Hoya still wins. De La Hoya still wins. Is that going to happen?
De La Hoya is a 6th division former world champion.
Well, how tall is Eddie? Isn't he like 7 foot?
He's 6'6".
Every time I see him, I can just see half of his body above everyone else's.
Are you just sitting back and being a spectator when you see Oscar and Eddie go at it?
Yeah, I don't care.
Must be fun. You must find it half amusing though.
Yeah, no, it's funny. It's funny. Look, to be honest, I don't think either of them are taking it that seriously. I think Oscar doesn't take anything seriously. He's just having a laugh. The guy's got $500 million from his boxing career. He's not promoting. He's here he's having fun. He doesn't. Anyone that takes him seriously has got a complete wrong end of the stick. He's out here having a party with his missus, with his golden boy, and he's done very well. And it's incredible to see. He's just got great enthusiasm for it. But if you think he's taking anything seriously, it's wrong.
Have you got interest in Mike Tyson and Jake Paul?
No.
But you will watch it.
What time's it on here? Like
About 5:30, 6 o'clock.
To be honest, it's hard to go to bed before then here, because everyone's awake in the night and asleep in the day. But will I watch it? It's almost one of them that's hard not to, isn't it? I don't know. It's a bit of a worrying one, if I'm honest. I think you just hope that something doesn't go drastically wrong. I think, yeah, it's one of them where I think it's a lose-lose for Jake Paul. I think if he knocks him out, it's going to look horrendous. And if he gets beat, it's going to look horrendous. I don't see how it ends well. Obviously, he's getting paid a lot of money, so that might be the reason why.
Kabayel and Bacoli situation for that mandatory spot. What's happening with that?
I think Kabayel pulled out today.
Really?
Yeah, which we were expecting. It was.
You've been called, that's what happened.
I know. He pulled out today. It's one of them with Martin where it's like a game of chicken, and you know the other guy's going to blink first. But no, listen, they'll have their reason for it. But luckily, we're IBF mandatory now.
Who's next then after?
Zan, which is a fight I believe that they'll take. But it's unbelievable for Martin, because being in the IBF is the best governing body for Martin Bacoli. It's like Martin Bacoli's dream governing body. The only way they just stand for no shit, and sometimes it pisses you off. But when you've got a fighter like Martin Bacoli, it's unbelievable. And right now he's on course to become a world champion. Will become a world champion. And can you imagine how much it's going to put? Can you imagine how much it's going to piss everyone off when Martin Bacoli becomes heavyweight world champion of the world and then goes on to unify? We're in a good spot, and yeah, Kabayel pulled out today.
All right, Ben Shalom, I think I've heard most of what you've said today. But yeah, we'll catch up again at some point this week. Wanted to do this today because you're a hard man to pin down, Shalom.
Yeah, especially out here. everyone tune in on Saturday night because it will be. I think it's free. Well, it's on Sky Sports. It's a huge unification for one of our own, and fingers crossed he'll bring it home.
On Sky as well. On Sky and DAZN, yeah.
Sky Sports in the UK.
Thank you very much, Ben Shalom.